Hi there. This video is going to be kind of connected with a short that I did before about the three biggest changes in American political culture over the last 40 years. And it's also going to have to do with going to the movies. This has been a very exciting time in some ways, but over the weekend, my girlfriend and I went to the waterfront in Homestead, Pennsylvania, and we saw Disclosure Day. And short review, I like it. It's worth it. It's some of Spielberg's more thought-provoking work, and it's very good. And when you say it's some of Spielberg's best, consider the competition. Generally, he has set a very high standard, but I have a certain bias towards Steven Spielberg. I even liked 1941 when I saw it in the theater, way back in the day. But in any case, go see it. I don't want to spoil it with any spoilers, except for one. The Klingons did it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, uh, it ties in with an earlier short that I did about the three biggest changes in American political culture. And the third one is, as I see it, a greater public acceptance of the possibility, even the probability, that there are such things as aliens, extraterrestrial intelligence, UFOs, or to use the modern defense/war department nomenclature, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. That I think that people have come around to this, that this is possible, probable, or in my case, in my view, it's a near certainty that there's a ton of evidence for them. And I think the movie taps into this. It's going to influence the debate. And also, too, it plays to this public acceptance. If you watch the movie, you'll see the American, in fact, the world public, as being open to these ideas. That you see an open mind more than you see, say, the swamp gas explanation and this search for any explanation that doesn't involve an extraterrestrial intelligence. You don't see the idea that it's all the planet Venus, you were mistaken, you were drunk, you got abducted and given an intrusive medical exam by the planet Venus. None of that. I think the world is coming around to this idea, and it's not as world shaking as might be expected. Maybe back in the day, there may be some religious people whose ideas of God and his place in the world, they might feel that's endangered by the notion that there are intelligence out there that are independent of us as humans and maybe more advanced, probably more advanced if they've been around longer. Unless they're completely stupid, they will be more advanced, especially in the technological areas. And the movie plays to this, that you see even religious people having an open mind and a willingness to accept that there is a probability, even a certainty, that there are alien intelligences out there and that they have interacted with humans. It's a basic premise, and the movie represents a struggle between those people and allied with them, in fact, leading the charge, those who know the truth and are eager to share it. And on the other hand, you have a more reactionary element that is willing to go to the mattresses and fight to the death to keep everything hidden and prevent confirmation of what many of us have suspected and what really the world has a right to know. This is what it plays to. And I think without this change in American political culture, because that's the one I know the best, having been born here, lived here all my life, I have 65 years of American experience, and I'm a political scientist. I can see some of the changes, and I mentioned them before. The two biggest ones besides this involve an acceptance of LGBT rights and marriage equity, if you will. I know those are terms that a lot of people use and others hate, but I think they're accepted terms, which represents the change in political culture. And the other one being public acceptance of cannabis slash marijuana slash devil's lettuce as a legitimate means of seeking inebriation, seeking happiness, and also for medical use. Oh, yeah, let's not forget the medical marijuana. But both have become very much accepted in American society overall by the mainstream. And I think that tacked on with this and connected with this is the idea that uh, American political culture, again, the one that I know the best, is more willing to accept the idea that we're not alone. And Disclosure Day definitely plays to that. It's a big theme. It is part of the whole resolution, and it's something that, well, I got to admit, I'm part of that acceptance. I've just seen and read too much evidence to go back to the battle days of swamp gas and the planet Venus. And all those pilots were mistaken, and that's not what you saw. We've had 79 years of really of gaslighting about UFOs and about possible alien presence or visitation on Earth. Um, I don't think that we can totally believe government in the establishment anymore. That not like we used to. When government spoke, people listened, and if they said "Don't believe your eyes," many people would close their eyes. But we've been through too much in the last 50 to 55 years. Vietnam, Watergate, um, stuff that's come out about John F. Kennedy's assassination. And I think that maybe Woody Allen was right when he put it in his stand up act that the one book he really wanted to write was a nonfiction version of the Warren Report. We've had disclosures about COVID not being what it was represented at the beginning. Um, Document dump by Tulsi Gabbard as she left the office of Director of National Intelligence. And thank you, Ms. Gabbard, for disclosure on that. But I think that people over the last 50 years, and this is another long term change, are less likely to take government at its word. That it's lost a lot of the credibility. And when they say, okay, Navy pilots saw this, here's the gun camera picture of something behaving in a way that our understanding of physics does not accept. In the old days, it might have been, okay, government says it's wrong, therefore it is. Now it's like, wait a minute, what have you been hiding from us before? And this is connected with Disclosure Day. I think there is a definite political science and political cultural context to it. Going into it not just as a casual moviegoer who's more likely to keep his eyes on the screen than just stuffing my face full of popcorn. That's one thing, but also being a political scientist and military historian, I come at it from a slightly different direction too. So, my reactions to the movie are positive. I don't view it as a documentary because it is fiction. It's a nice story, but it's also reflective of major changes in American culture regarding our place in the universe and the possible place of maybe another species. So feel free to comment. I know somebody's going to say, hey, you're wrong. Hey, this is America. You're allowed to say you're wrong. You're not going to have to send anyone to a camp for disagreeing. It's not like COVID. But feel free to comment, agree, disagree, whatever. Subscribe to my channel for more, hopefully, quality content. And feel free to share and like the video, and especially the share part. I keep on saying this, but it's true. I'm not doing this under a bushel basket. I would like to get my work out there. And if you could help me, you would certainly have my appreciation. So, with that in mind, let's go to the movies and see Spielberg's latest work. I just did. And I really, really liked it. And that, I gave you some of the reasons. So, until the next video, thank you for your time and your attention. And especially thank you if you subscribe and share it with others. So, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.